This video covers betting against AMC, the 12-month price target, shorts having nothing left, and more. Starting with this. Imagine betting against an innovative seat-filling enterprise. AMC Theaters nationally host live music. We briefly discussed this yesterday and knew from the earnings. Adam Aron wants theater concerts. Of course, this is huge, because if it works, it will greatly boost our sales and profit, which I believe it will. Look, consider this. $40 to $75 concert tickets, national theatrical concession sales, real-time artist audience engagement. This can mushroom into something fantastic because it will provide AMC and the artist another way to make money. If this becomes a profitable company, more artists will partner with AMC. The Taylor Swift film was distributed by AMC, and we've witnessed its success. Second, top merchandise sales. You can imagine how vital it would be to bring in bigger acts. On top of everything else AMC has done and how great it is, shorts are trying to short AMC. Say it would go bankrupt, have no revenue, and have no innovation. They are wrong. We must remember that when we say nationwide, we're talking about 300 AMC locations. This is already going to be big. Some musicians' debuts are already scheduled. I replied that if something becomes highly popular and lucrative, it would attract more people. We'll see how that will help AMC succeed if it does. My prediction is that this will do well. Just exceedingly well, super well, or the finest in the world, right? It depends on the scale. Naturally, I'll watch this closely, as should everyone. But this is exciting and will truly take AMC to the next level because it's a huge new cash stream. We introduced 2 new revenue streams in the past few days, which again raises a question of why shorts would bet against AMC. First, AMC and Netflix non-near for Q1 2027. Then exclusive arena AMC revenue. We've covered the private arena. Theater concert, obviously. The Netflix partnership is the second issue. Note that this is for a partnership in Q1 2027, but we discuss how this is very promising and likely to happen this year. We're seeing streaming services eager to air some of their series first in cinemas rather than on their platform. That's the industry's largest reversal. Netflix is now asking AMC to screen their film, despite predictions that it would kill AMC. So that's great. Additionally, this could lead to the launch of additional streaming services. Considering there are other streamers in the sector, there are alternative streaming providers. We have Roku and Disney. We have several industry peers. If they view this as a chance and come to AMC, which they will certainly do again if it's profitable, and we already see how well it is done, this will draw more people. AMC now has 2 new revenue streams. We can tell they're good, but remember their potential, because there is so much potential and collaborative opportunities. We are doing this. If we recruit the appropriate individuals and have that incentive, it will grow beyond anyone's imagination. That'll boost revenue and profit. It will pay off debt, invest more, pay dividends, and more. So I stated AMC is taking this to the next level. We've seen AMC's theater performance recently. As mentioned, they're sold out and folks are picking AMC. Our market share is industry-leading. AMC's premium screens are attracting industry audiences. Therefore, more people are going there. People like premium theaters. They're going to AMC because it's the best theater, not because they invested in it. That's why they'll visit AMC. Recent events are also significant. Another round of institutional purchases. First, Discovery's Robert Sarver bought more AMC shares. The previous 32 is now 46. We're also seeing institutions buying. This has been observed. Again, the media says, stay away from MC. Sell your AMC. AMC is going bankrupt. No one's ever going to buy AMC. However, more people and institutions, individual investors and institutional investors, are buying AMC. Even more importantly, AMC buyers, notably institutions, have not sold. They are keeping onto their shares and even increasing, as shown by the 8% increase. These are huge purchases. They know AMC's situation, which we discussed, because they see AMC's potential. This has been our main topic for a long time. For years, institutions have wanted AMC shares. The demand for AMC shares is higher than expected. Some pure longs find it easier to buy AMC shares. Long AMC is their goal. They only want AMC stock. People like that find it easy. They may have been buying synthetics, but they're buying AMC. Short sellers are also buying AMC shares to offset their short positions, which boost demand. They're having trouble, so they realize they can't buy these shares. They struggle since they can't conceal their short, the most vital part. They're trying to develop synthetics to reduce AMC. They're writing media pieces to persuade you to sell your AMC so they can swoop, because we've seen AMC shares become more competitive. We also discussed price target upgrades recently. At a 250 12-month price target, analysts forecast box office and revenue growth in 2026, rising PBLF and increasing per customer revenue and margin. We've discussed premium displays previously. The first change is AMC's higher price target. I still think it's crazy that they're given a 250 because AMC's price goal should have been changed long ago. AMC should have bought the price goal for years. I don't think 250 is right. There's an explanation. One reason they set a low price target is that they know AMC will run if they don't do anything. Thus, they subconsciously set a limit of 250 as the maximum AMC. This is to make you think AMC is overvalued when it hits 250, as we've seen before. You sell because you think it's expensive. I'm not suggesting this applies to every institution, but several media articles have targeted AMC. That's expected because AMC's current actions indicate a higher price. It doesn't make sense for us to have such a low pricing objective when we're surpassing our competition and growing. We discuss why they are updating and overlook the gold price for now to assess how well AMC is doing. Stronger Q1 S than predicted. North American box office rebound is accelerating. Debt risk seems lower. New AMC business ideas are attracting investors. This is what AMC is doing now. For now, ignore the price objective and focus on AMC's performance. Realize they're beating Q1 and will beat Q2. Realize this will only grow as their industry accelerates. Understand that debt problems have been discussed for a long time are improving. Fourth, like Arena and others, they're investing in new infrastructure. These are the most important AMC factors. Short share availability is now up to 10 million, indicating that the suppression is beginning. This is crucial because it started at 0 and rose to 10 million. This is because they've recognized AMC is performing well. People regard AMC as bullish. They learned. People are setting price targets. We saw AMC rise before the 10 million shares. The fact that it appeared on various platforms is also noteworthy. After a full day of no shares on Fintel and IBKR, 10 million and 22.4 million became accessible. Discovery may be lending out shares, according to some speculation. People may think it's an attempt to lure shorts to boost their short pressure, which would create the short squeeze if they had to recall the shares. This is still debatable. This is airborne. People are suggesting this, but recent events imply it's possible. But the fact that shares are available to move up and these people grab them immediately shows how desperate shorts are for AMC shares. AMC has seen one of the wildest corporate turnarounds in market history in recent years. When we consider how well AMC is doing, we must remember that critics concentrated on ancient narratives they adapted. We've largely talked on the premium format and the Arena One partnership, but their work presents a huge possibility. So many things are happening now. These are the reasons why more people are seeing AMC as a golden investment and safe haven. This company is performing well, has a solid base, and is growing and innovating. All of this leads to this discussion. Dilution may be the largest issue right now. We must comprehend this. It's not dilution or management that flatlines a stock for 2 years. Company debt has dropped, box office is up, and streaming narrative has shifted. This chart shows suppressed stock price due to market maker short exemptions and 70% of trades in dark pools, which shouldn't happen in a company where the majority of shareholders were retail. Dark pools should not be used for retail because they are for larger institutional trading. The second issue is how some are claiming that dilution is the only reason AMC prices are falling. However, we provided the example. We discussed dark pools over 70%. Since June 2021, dark pool operator Blue Ocean Technologies is responsible for 95% of nocturnal trading volume. They've enabled several stock manipulations since January 2023. FINRA said a dark pool is spoofing, stacking, and manipulating stock order entry patterns. AMC's price decrease is due to market manipulation, not fundamentals. Calling this out makes it feel like the shorts are gone. First, AMC has done well. We discussed their actions. A pronounced short seller who wanted AMC to go to 50 cents doesn't see this. He's screaming because of this, but it also says these short sellers have nothing left. Clearly, manipulation continues. Again, I doubt AMC will go to 50 cents. I don't think AMC will drop to 93 cents again, but will confront manipulation. You can compare them. I sent IMAX up 0.83 and 1.23 to AMC, which down 2%. This isn't what we should see. This is pure market